All right, you guys. Phasmophobia had a VR overhaul. So we're going to go through the patch notes. There's the patch notes, and then there's like a quick little like hot fix that happened. Yes, please like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, Cap. All right, so the major update version 0.6.0.0. Welcome back. We've got an update for you. Finally, the VR update is among us. Rejoice. There's loads to unpack here for our VR players, as well as some little nuggets of content for everyone else. But fear not, Ghost Hunters. The custom difficulty update will be soon approaching. I'm so excited for that. And it's a big one. There's also a small update coming even sooner than that. Now, on to the patch notes. OpenXR, an entirely new VR system, has been incorporated into Phasmophobia. This means better VR performance, smoother interactions and input, as well as fixing all bugs and issues caused by the old VR implementation. I can read. All major headsets are now officially supported, and in the future, as more are released, they should work by default. So that's nice. I don't play VR, but this is just for the VR people. It's good for you guys to know. VR players will now see a small cursor when attempting to grab objects. There are two options for grabbing objects. Toggle, press the button to grab, press again to release, or hold, requiring you to keep the button pressed down and keep hold of things. User or index user notes. You can change from squeeze to grab in your Steam VR settings to replicate grabbing in other games. Cool. All right, your equipment belt and head camera slots in the truck will now highlight when attempting to slot them into them. And head camera slots in the truck will now highlight. Interesting. Okay. VR seated mode, so now you don't have to stand the entire time. And left-handed mode, which will be nice for Andre because he's left-handed, have been added to the options. Height calibration has been added to the options, allowing you to align your player character model with your real-life body, which is good because if you guys have ever seen anybody like play VR Phasmophobia, it's a little bit janky. It's a little bit janky. All right, let's see. Where would we leave off? New hand poses and animations have been added for better visual feedback, such as using the light switch and opening doors. You can now swap objects between your hands by grabbing. You can now simulate crouching in VR by pressing the right thumbstick/trackpad. You can snap turn 180 degrees by pressing down if snap turning is enabled. The walkie-talkie and journal are now placed on the belt to make them easier to grab and use. They used to grab them from your shoulder. I remember that. Improved VR throwing physics, so you can now accurately throw objects. Smooth camera mode has been improved for better recording and streaming of VR gameplay. Improved character walking animations for VR players in multiplayer. No more tiptoeing. It was like a tiptoe, like skirt, skirt. New models and textures for the VR belt. And OpenXR runtimes are now supported. Oculus/mixed reality portals. Okay, here's where things start to change for everybody. Due to these changes, we recommend that you visit the game in-game VR options and adjust anything necessary for best experience. I forgot that part. Okay, right here. Hiding spots. This is where everything changes. We've been keeping a watchful eye through our employee hidden cameras and found that a lot of your ghost hunters love hiding behind doors. Hell, even we've done it. However, it has caused several major issues. Oh no, they're gonna take away our doors, guys. Some spots are so good you can't be killed at all. That is true. Some of them are just that OP. It negates the hiding spot blockers in higher difficulties. It neglects the initial scout of a location to find places to hide, as you can just go to the same door every time. This is true. This is very, very true. So, while we don't want to make hiding impossible, it is a key part of gameplay. We have made some changes to help encourage hiding in designated spots instead of behind doors, improved some spots that weren't working consistently, and added new ones. So I'm excited to see the new ones. If a spot is blocked, sometimes instead of adding objects, some spots will have items removed instead. Shelf if you can hide behind no longer being there. Okay, so like on Grafton, you know how there's that bookshelf? So if you can't if they can't add objects to it to make it unhideable, they'll just remove it altogether. The number of blocked hiding spots in all locations have been adjusted, and you will now always have a minimum number of hiding spots per difficulty. So for amateur, you'll have all hiding spots available to you. Intermediate, 3 hiding spots. Professional, 2. Nightmare, 1. So at least on Nightmare, you always have 1 hiding spot, because you used to have 0. Although I think there was a bug where you sometimes would get 1, but you weren't supposed to get any. So there's that. Door flaps have been added to the small tents within Maple Lodge campsite. They will now work as normal hiding spots, similar to closets in other locations. That's really cool, because the small tents, they used to work to the point where you were just safe. They were like a safe spot, not just a hiding spot. And then they completely broke, and you would just fucking die every time. And now I guess they work. So yay, but not necessarily 100% safe. You just have to keep that in mind. Several doors, objects, and walls have been added or moved to remove several unintended safe spots. Willow Street House has received significant changes to make hiding spots much more consistent. That's interesting. We'll have to go there first. I think we'll go to Willow Street House first. Okay. Bear with me, guys. We're getting through this. What's new? The screens in the truck have been updated. The sound sensors have received new visuals and functionality. Sound sensors now cover a spherical area of sound instead of a thin cube, and its size has been increased. That's awesome. That'll actually make sound sensors feasible, usable, worth buying. So that's nice. Sound sensors are now placed in the same way as candles and cameras on the tables, floors, and other objects. I was watching another streamer earlier, and he was just like dropping them. Dropping them doesn't work. You have to actually physically place it on the ground for them to work. Sounds are now displayed more accurately when shown on the monitors in the van. Something I also learned from listening to him read these was that the developers, I think, plan to make something on the board. When you're looking at the board and you have the sound sensor, it'll actually like ping where it caught the sound. But I don't think that's implemented just yet. And don't quote me on that, because that's what I think I'd heard. Maybe that's me just wishful thinking. But anyway, moving on. You can now choose different options for how your voice is transmitted locally. Voice activation, push to talk, toggle or on and off toggle, or global walkie-talkie transmission will always be push to talk. Cool. I'll probably just do push to talk because I like to be able to talk during hunts. So, okay, this one's really cool. Obakes can now leave unique evidences on light switches. So before you could only get the 6-fingered fingerprint, and that would have to be on like doors or windows. But it'll also be on keyboards and prison cell doors. So a double fingerprint on a light switch will be the unique evidence on the light switch, and then 5 fingerprints on prison doors and keyboards. So Obakes are pretty cool. Hopefully we'll get an Obake. That'd be fun. Okay. You can now cross off ghost types in the journal, which is huge, especially because a lot of us have started doing those no evidence challenges. It's nice to be able to be like, oh, it hissed at me, not an Oni. Oh, it's wandering too much, not a Goryo. Oh, it's not fast, it's not a Raiju. Big quality of life update. Dead players can now sprint indefinitely or infinitely, so no more while you're dead, which is nice. New fingerprints have been added for light switches, keyboards, and prison cell doors. We just read about that. The amount of possible first and last names for ghosts has been greatly increased. I've seen a lot of new names, so that's pretty cool. And I happen to know that the developers' names are going to be in the game too. So like CJ and Ben and DK. DK's last name is Knight, so you'll see Knight in there too. So that's pretty cool. The amount, oh no, we read that. Ghosts can now knock on the patio doors in Ridgeview and Tanglewood and leave fingerprints. I actually didn't know that they couldn't leave fingerprints there. New sounds have been added. Creepy. So now we have to figure out what these sounds are, whether they're just ghost event sounds, whether they're hunt sounds. What do they mean? What do they mean? Excuse me. Added a light switch and ceiling lights to the Edgefield basement. I heard that was really dark, so that's a good improvement. Added several colliders to trees. Oh no, colliders to the trees in Maple Campsite Lodge. I don't know about that. Ghosts can now interact with keyboards to turn on desktop computers in the house maps. We'll have to try that on Willow. I know for sure you can do it on Tanglewood. I don't know about Willow, so we'll have to try it on in the streamer, the streamer room. Let's see. Where did we leave off? The soft shadow settings will now affect all lights instead of only equipment lights. Okay, cool. The previous game's photos in the lobby are now easier to see. Added sounds to the lockers. It's pretty cool. Added a light switch to the cleaning closet in Maple Campsite. Okay. Added eyelashes to player models. Sure. Okay. Added fingerprints to the toilet stall doors in prison, asylum, and school. Oh, that's nice because you get fingerprints on Maple Lodge. You might as well get them on all of the toilet stalls. So that's good. That's a good update. Updated engine for better performance, increased stability, and VR compatibility. Okay, so what has changed? This is a lot of stuff. I'm so sorry, guys. We're trying to truck through. Thank you for your patience. Volumetric lighting has been temporarily removed and will return with foggy weather in a later update. Fingerprints will now be placed on a light switch instead of next to it. Oh. So on the actual thing that flips, I guess? Interesting. Several light switches have been moved to more intuitive positions. Okay, we'll have to look at those. Several assets have been moved, such as garden fences, to better align with the environment. Okay. Several floors have had their materials changed. Interesting. The paramic will now update faster every 1 second, previously 2 seconds. So the paramic got a new update. That's pretty cool. Okay. Oops. Let's not do that. Audio effects have been adjusted to improve distinction of sounds between different floors. I like that because sometimes you would hear something and you'd be like, that was over here. And then you're like, no, it was something upstairs. So that's nice. Lights have been adjusted in Ridgeview, Edgefield, and Tanglewood to improve performance. Thunder sound effects have been improved to be more dynamic during heavy rain. That's nice because you would get like every 30 seconds, just like fucking loud ass thunder. So much thunder. Improved effects for sync taps. Replaced sync tap audio. Okay, so it sounds differently. Scrolling with the scroll wheel in the journal has been improved. Some spotlights have been adjusted so that they'll illuminate the ceiling. Willow Kitchen, Tanglewood Garage. Okay, all right. The computer in Tanglewood is now turned on with the keyboard instead of the screen. It doesn't say anything about Willow, so I'm not sure if we can turn that computer on, but we can definitely try. Placement holograms will no longer cast a receive shadow. I don't know what that means, to be completely honest. Replaced EU plug sockets with US ones. I have never noticed. Prison doors are now much easier to slide. That's good. Sanity pill price has been Sanity pill price has been reduced to $20 to accommodate for the bug fix below. Okay. So they used to be 25, I guess. Interesting. We'll have to see what the bug fix is here in a second. Players talking, including using the walkie-talkie, no longer gives readings on the parabolic mic and sound sensor, which is nice because I hate using the microphone, the parabolic microphone, when you have people you're playing with, because it's just like, if they're talking, you can't use it. You're like, I don't know if this is them talking or if the ghost is making a sound. It's just, yeah. So I'm all for that one. Reduce the polygon count of many objects, mainly the bed in Edgefield. I think I told a couple of you guys that there were two of the same bed in Edgefield, and they each had 121,000 polygons. And now they have 3,000. So much more optimized. That's awesome. Okay, let's go to the fixes. Fixed a bug where some ghost events didn't play ghost sounds. Fixed a bug where you could sometimes grab a tent door that was not visible. Interesting. Fixed a bug where some lights in the farmhouse wouldn't drop your sanity draining. Okay, I could see that. Fixed a bug where the Onryo wouldn't interact correctly if you didn't get the summoning circle cursed possession. I don't know if I ever noticed that, but that's interesting. Fixed a bug where the ghost event objective would complete when there was not a ghost event. Fixed the safe spot in the Ridgeview garage. I didn't know there was a safe spot. Interesting. Well, it's gone now, so who cares? Fixed a bug where sprint stamina was regenerating if you had your journal open. Okay. Fixed a bug where the journal brightness setting was higher than the main menu setting. Fixed a bug where after the hunt, the ghost audio would fade out and back in briefly. So this is where at the end of a ghost hunt, you would faintly hear the ghost in the ghost room. So like if you didn't know where the ghost was, you could kind of hear where it ended its hunt. It would always end that ghost sound in the ghost room. So it doesn't do that anymore. I thought that was a feature, but apparently that was a bug. Fixed a bug where sanity pills were not being removed from your inventory if used or if you died. So from the very beginning, you didn't lose your sanity pills if you didn't die. So that's interesting to me that they changed that. But I did notice when I would die, I was not losing my sanity pills. So I guess that's a thing. Fixed a bug where the missed ghost event wasn't working correctly. I don't know what it means by not working correctly, but cool. Fixed a bug where the ghost would not walk towards you during some ghost events. This is when the ghost would like walk up the stairs and you're like, bye, where are you going? So now they will walk towards you. So there are some known VR bugs. Scroll bar in the main menu are hard to use. You will need to grab objects twice if you were not the last person to grab them. Applying settings while it's crouching resets your height. Can't grab some cabinet doors. Known VR bugs, but they did a hot fix. So let's see what the hot fix has. And then we will start playing. Added Velcro to the small tent doors to help you see where to grab them in VR. Added up and down scroll items to the item store for VR to replace the scroll bar. Another scroll bar will be replaced in another update. So I guess it was just really hard to use the scroll bar. Changes. Lowered the delay for taking photos in quick succession from 3 seconds to 1 second, which is nice because have you guys ever seen me taking pictures and I like toggle through my items so I can take pictures quickly? Because that resets the cooldown and it's 3 fucking seconds. Like that's a long ass time between taking pictures. So now it's only down to 1 second. So that's nice. Sanity pills are no longer a consumable when used. So I guess they took that out. So they were going to do consumable and now they're not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Fixed a bug where you couldn't place dots, projectors, and motion sensors on walls. I don't know why you would ever put dots on the wall. I've never seen that work personally. Maybe it does. I don't know. Fixed a bug where some of the control images during training were misaligned. Okay. Fixed a bug where text in some languages in the truck were overlapping. Fixed the splash screen text overlapping with some languages. Fixed a bug where the edge-filled garage light bled upstairs. Fixed a bug where the glow stick rendered incorrectly from far away. Fixed a bug where having toggle mute on would mute you by default. Fixed a VR bug where some items were rotating wrong when held. Yeah, like Insum was like having to like do some weird things to get pictures. It was kind of funny. Fixed a VR bug where the belt would disable when you died, making it impossible to use the journal. That sucks. Fixed a VR bug where you couldn't pick up the bone with teleport grab enabled. Fixed several cabinets and doors so that you can't rip them off with their hinges in VR. Fixed a VR bug where several cabinets and doors highlighted circles were in the incorrect position. Fixed a VR bug where the dots projector ghost would show on the smooth specter camera. What? I don't know what that means. Fixed a VR bug where push to talk and toggle mute wasn't working on most headsets. And fixed a VR bug where you couldn't teleport onto most floors with teleport movement. Interesting. Okay. So that's it. That's the whole update. It's pretty cool. It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment because we have new hiding spots and light switches are going to be in a different spot. So we kind of have to like pay attention a little bit. But we're supposed to get another small update soon. And then custom difficulties are coming. And I'm really excited about that. So, now that we got through that, let's play.